G'day, my name is Lockie Sheldon. My educational philosophy focuses and aims to change the three components in which I believe creates the foundation of education: the why, the how, and the what. I believe that the socially just aspects of heterogeneity present in contemporary education should be reproduced. However, the still apparent homogeneous judgments and social segregation needs to be transformed into a supportive environment inclusive of all backgrounds, therefore eliminating any hints of functionalism in the classroom. I personally will place an emphasis on positive hidden curriculum in my practice. As a teacher, I believe my job entails more than that of communicating course content. It includes being a socially just agent of socialisation. That means I will overtly embody life lessons and strong student-teacher relationships that reflect relevance, value of diversity, support in a collaborative and experimental manner. In regards to curriculum, I want to transform contemporary learning to depart from the traditional, boring and repetitive 3 R's of the 20th century: reading, writing and arithmetic. I want to inject relevance into my learning. I want to include my students' culture and interests in their learning. I will aim to engage my students effectively.
And today, luckily, we get to utilise the great game of rugby league to kick the educational philosophy goal.
I want to reproduce ideal heterogeneous aspects of classrooms, but transform the remaining homogeneous exclusivity and judgment to improve the affective domain of students. Why teach like this, you ask? To improve social justice for a greater society. Children from minority ethnic groups have 150% more chance of being excluded due to their appearance while their Caucasian classmates. A substantial concept prominent affecting emotion, and this statistic, is functionalism. Functionalism is the belief that the 20th century societal roles should be reproduced.
Alright boys, first game today, time to go hard. Hey Johnny, what are you doing here? Your old man was an orange peeler, so that's what you're going to do.
Students unintentionally conform to a functionalist perspective due to current teaching practitioners. I, however, plan to rectify this preconception through encouraging individual achievement based on students' performance and personality. This aligns with Paulo Freire's pedagogy for the oppressed. Looking at the past be a means of understanding more clearly what and who they are so they can more wisely build the future. As a primary agent of socialisation, I aim to use the wisdom of Freire as a tool for inclusivity of all diversity and utilise positive hidden curriculum to build a strong rapport amongst peers with no consideration of heterogeneity, resulting in a feeling of support and inclusion in my classroom.
Alright boys, we've had a good pre-season, built up a strong bond. I hope I've taught you more than to just be good footballers. Anyways, Johnny here's going to start at fullback. Get around him!
The predominant pedagogy involved in my philosophy will utilise positive hidden curriculum to guide children into heterogeneous, accepting, hard-working citizens. While the Australian curriculum covers the academic and cognitive side of education, I asked the question, where do we learn the skills to tackle other aspects of life? The answer is simple: from agents of socialisation and hidden curriculum. Furthermore, classroom teachers have 2 to 3 times the impact of any other agent of socialisation. Henceforth, another educational philosopher I will consider my own teaching approach is Plato. Education is teaching our children to desire the right things. Considering this quote, I feel I have to utilise positive hidden curriculum very thoroughly as a foundation to insight students into having the desire to build discipline, build their work ethic, develop their sense of self and acceptance of diversity, while making sure to be inclusive of all students' backgrounds, morals and beliefs. How does a teacher become engaging? I propose that the traditional texts of literature are disengaging students from learning. Ask yourself, do you remember anything from your school interactions from Shakespeare, Catcher in the Rye, or any other standard subject textbook? A 2013 poll of 500,000 found that only 40% of students were engaged in high school. For decades, the national curriculum has been based off the ideologies and agendas of the Australian government through the 3 R's: reading, writing and arithmetic. Children find it irrelevant.
Alright boys, First sesh today. I know he's expecting to run lots, but today we're going to learn how to cook a barbecue.
A change I will persist with is the use of relevant learning with embodiment of all cultures and backgrounds for greater interest. Research from Harrison and Selwood have found success with this in Indigenous students. While Indigenous students use national curriculum as a guideline for lessons, they are using experimental learning to practice the same pastimes as their ancestors, resulting in greater engagement, motivation, and success across the board. A transformative direction for curriculum will be included in my philosophy. In summary, my educational philosophy consists of transforming the excluding views of the current homogeneous standpoint, eliminating functionalism, utilising positive hidden curriculum to incite desirable and accepting traits in my students through being a socially just agent of socialisation. I also want to alternate curriculum to involve cultural backgrounds and personal interests.
This is the chance I have to make an impact on thousands of young Australians, and I'm going to give it my best crack.